Sacramento State's newest head coach, Brennan Marion, has been on the job for about 3 months. Spring practice underway. Coach, we'll go back to the beginning. What was it that appealed to you about this Sacramento State head coaching position?
Yeah, anytime you talk about the opportunity to coach football in a rich football state like California, it was a blessing for sure. And President Luke Wood and our athletic director Mark Orr, they did a good job of recruiting me. I say those guys are tier one recruiters. They did a really good job of recruiting me and my wife to be here. And then I just knew Sacramento, is a place that people will really come to recruit. There's a lot of football talent. And I thought it was a great opportunity for me and my family to join here in Sacramento.
You have lived all over the country, most recently as the offensive coordinator at UNLV. What are the biggest lessons you've learned from the various staffs you've been on that you hope to apply to your head coaching position?
Yeah, I got to college football like the opposite way. I was a high school head coach first, and then I got in GA'd and worked my way up through the ladder of college football. And so the one thing for me was I always felt like I wanted to be, a head coach, when the opportunity arose at the right college, the right school, the right time. And obviously Sacramento was that. And so, every head coach that I worked for, I always took notes on their staff meetings, how they ran practice, the recruiting structure, the CEO of the team. So I was always taking notes from every coach. And obviously I was blessed to be around guys that won national champion, Mike London, Steve Sarkisian, Pat Narduzzi. I mean, there's a lot of guys, Barry Odom. I mean, there's so many guys that I was around that, are real football guys that had won at a high level, multiple places. And so taking notes from all those guys, ultimately led me to this position. But what helped me with all those guys was just watching how they ran the program. And I always, like my grandfather always said, take what you like and throw away what you don't. If I can find all the good stuff that they did and put it into our program with my spin on it, I think we'll be really successful here.
What's the number one thing that you're like, I need to do this in my own program?
The program that we have is very player led. It's very hard for the players, but it also puts them in a position to, lift up trophies, be all Americans, be all conference guys, have a chance to go on to the next level. And so really it's about the program and the structure of them getting that done. And then, the support staff that it takes around you to get that done. So, at Sacramento, we're doing stuff here that they have never done in the past with having so many staff members, feeding the players multiple times a day, every day, a full training table. So that's something that's unique. If the players are going to work out a lot and do extra, you have to make sure you take care of them and make sure they're, well-being as well. So that's a thing that is very important to me.
You're talking about this program being player-led, 58 new players on this roster from last season. You're underway with spring practice. How have they been gelling together so far on the field?
Really good. I think the players, we have a program, we call it Brothers of the Struggle. And so they got up and they said their why and, who's their champion in their family, who supported them. And, guys connect, that way together and they gel together early. And then, we make the workouts like the coaches versus the players, the workouts are really tough and you really have to have somebody on your side as a teammate that helps you get through the workout. And so the players have kind of gelled together that way and trying to find a way to fight through and get the workouts complete. And they've done a good job at doing that. And spring has been rolling.
Last season, UNLV ranked 14th in the FBS in points per game. How do you emulate that high scoring offense with so many new guys in your locker room?
It's about, getting that togetherness first and cohesion and chemistry. After we get that, then it's about, getting the right people in the right seats. And then it's just the way we play the game. I mean, it's going to put stress on defenses. We try to, play offense with a defensive mentality from the physicality standpoint. And then we try to play offense with a, basketball mentality from the standpoint that every, all skill players can touch the ball and the quarterback's the point guard and his job is to distribute it to the guys. And so I think we have a really good core group of guys that have special skill sets and talents. And we have a great O-line coming back. So it'll be exciting to watch next year.
I see it in your necklace, go-go, referring to your go-go offense. As much as you can give away without revealing all your secrets, how would you classify a go-go offense?
Very simple. I mean, I tell people all the time, people think it's like really, really hard or something. I don't know. I ran it with little league kids. I ran it with middle school kids, ran it with high school kids. And then I got to college and got a chance to run it. And it took off as, this go offense still. But really, it's just unique formations, shifts, and motions that other teams in football don't use. We saw something old and made it new and put it in shotgun and up tempo, a lot of gadget plays. But really, I tell people all the time, we can morph into the plays you see Friday night from a wing T triple option veer team to Saturday, the basic NCAA plays that you see, and then Sunday, NFL drop back, West Coast passing game. We're able to put all those together and really run them seamlessly. And that kind of gives us an advantage and makes us difficult to defend.
Talked about how your team has been gelling together this offseason. Obviously, you're in spring practices now, preparing for the fall. What have you seen from your guys that makes you excited for week one?
Our practices are really competitive, like iron is sharpening iron out there. It's violent, it's fast, it's physical, it's discipline. The other day we had the refs out here for a scrimmage. There was little to no penalties. I mean, there was very few penalties. So guys are playing the right way, and they're playing really, really hard, and they're not brother-in-law on each other. Like, they're really trying to get after each other and get each other better. And so, I'm excited for the nucleus of guys that we have right now. And then, we'll bring in a whole nother group of soldiers here in a little bit. And, I think we'll be right where we need to be when we kick the season off.